morning, YouTube. Today we're going to be talking about my experience with these Missouri bullets. These are 95 grain bullets. Let me go ahead and bring them up closer to the camera. These are the 95 grain Missouri bullets. They're hard cast bullets that I got the other day, and I wanted to try them out using the recipe that I had previously discussed before to reload 380 auto, and wanted to talk about that. Now these are in comparison to the Barry's bullets, which of course have the hollow base. The ones that I was using, these are 100 grain Barry's bullets, and I had great success with those using the recipe that I talked about before. Now, one of the concerns that I had, and I'm going to show you this. Let me make sure that you see that it's unloaded. Is with my my new Glock 42. I wanted to go ahead and see if my reloads had sufficient pep to cycle this weapon. So far, I've had great experience with this pistol at the range. It really does pretty much eat anything. But I did have some concerns because some folks had said that the feed ramp, and you can probably just barely see the feed ramp in there, might have some issues with these bullets that have. This one has a little ledge on it. No, it's a little hard to see, but there's a little ledge on there that I thought it might cause some hang-ups. But my experience is that did not happen. And so I was very happy with that. I did order, about 500 of these. So I got them mixed in here with my other bullets. But what I had to do was to resize them. I used my Lee resizer, and I sized them back down to 0.356. When I tried to load them just raw, I ended up with the infamous little bulge in the case that I've talked about before. You end up having a little bulge in the case, and it won't go into the case gauge, which means that it probably won't chamber very well in a 380, or you might have some problems. So let me show you the finished product. Now this particular one is actually one of these nickel cases. So, but you can see after I have the Missouri bullet on there, it works real well, and it goes nicely into the little case gauge, the Wilson case gauge. So, which means that it cycles. Now, this is the area that I was talking about. This little ledge here, right before the front end of the case itself. But that did not cause any problems, and these things work smooth. And so what I wanted to do was to show you how to reload these, how I'm reloading these. And so let's go ahead and get started. Like before, I mentioned that I was using Bullseye powder. This is a great little load for this particular 380. I'm using, this is once fired brass. Some of it's my own, some of it's some other ones. But I've already sized these, de-primed them, and checked each one out to make sure that there wasn't any problems. So these are pretty good to go. I'm using CCI standard pistol primers. Those work really well. And like I said, these resized Missouri bullets. Now these are pretty good. 95 grains is what they advertise these. Secret agent bullets is what they say on their advertising. So I have my Lee Classic loader here set up right now. Let me turn on the light here and get a little more light on this subject. Hopefully that'll help you see it a little bit better. And we'll load a couple of these. This particular loader, I won't go into the details. There's lots of videos on how this reloader works. I've got it all set up for 380 right now for an overall length of .970 is what I'm shooting for on my overall length for the 380. So let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit, and we'll get some shots of me using this, and hopefully you can see how this is done with this loader. Okay, so let me go ahead and put the shell in. You can produce a shell fairly quickly with this, so it's very nice. Okay, into the deprimer. I'm manually doing the primers themselves. I just think it's more accurate with that. Push down. Okay. It's primed now. Back up. You'll notice that the turret is spinning. And let me adjust that a little bit. The turret is spinning back up to the powder. I'm getting 2.8 to 2.9 grains of Bullseye powder. I do a visual check inside the case itself. Yes, it does have powder. The turret rotates. I put the bullet on. This is the sized 95 grain. Back up into the bullet seater, back down, and then into the crimp. Now I usually rotate it and crimp it twice to make sure that it does it. Now I've got a finished round. Okay, you can see the finished round. They actually came out pretty well. Let me go ahead and put it into the case gauge, and sure enough, it fits right in there very nicely. Got a nice little crimp on there, and that works real well. So let me do a couple more. Let me go backwards and get a little more wide angle on this. Hopefully you can see it a little bit better. So put a fresh case in, up, new primer, down, up into the powder, down, Missouri bullet, seat, crimp. Now let's see how these are doing. Check my case gauge here. Perfect. All right. So that's that. So anyway, you can crank those out. So hopefully that helped you a little bit. As I said before, the Glock 42 has been a great little pistol so far, and I'm very happy with its purchase. The reloaded Missouri bullets using the Secret Agent 95 grains has worked perfectly. With the 2.8 to 2.9 grains of Bullseye powder, it has enough punch to very nicely cycle this pistol. So hopefully that helped you. We'll catch you later on.